It's the news at noon. It's the news at news. In the news, President Muhammadu Buhari approved recommendation for NNPC to invest 1.9 trillion naira in the reconstruction of 44 federal roads. CBN to sanction bank still dispensing old notes in ATMs. Some motorists in Uyo expressed displeasure over road encroachments by traders at Akpan Ndem market. On the foreign scene, Jacinda Ardern to quit as New Zealand Prime Minister ahead of this year's election. And sports, Flying Eagles to battle Zambia in friendly in preparation for U-20 AFCON. Details coming up shortly. Good afternoon and welcome to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. I am Rachel David White. Our first report this afternoon is that some road users have expressed their displeasure over the encroachment of main roads by traders who display their goods on the roads, thereby causing traffic jam along Udomana Street in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital. Speaking with Planet News, some motorists said that the act is dangerous and could lead to fatality if a driver loses control of his car. They also noted that Uyo is developing into a mega city and such sight does not speak well of the town.
Make me spend up to 10 minutes to song over man. I'm making an Iben body and who song I am. If on no, it's a motor give me one answer. I had wait all. I see beyond it. Again, Nancy doing Yakaro. If on no, if I was here, no, Abasero. I'm not going to Kende. Sonyan, a way we don't be over than I am going to Kende, and I name them going to Maro will be me beyond. I cannot be here on your can I sang a war.
Mingan me with the bonus through Ramberty. What did you get? I'm from Magayam. I mean, I'm bio, and I'm from a root of Magara, more way or smoky. So you are me where I can one good motor every year. And I got your
come on, near Bob and a Musobus of Ukudebus of the Wadi or Sovereign body who found about it. I can man, I would have been in it. And
I bomb Benus, can I get your one side from where you are all when you accident near.
Further speaking with a correspondent, the people urged the Market Authority, FRSC, and the Uyo Local Government Council to educate the market women on the effect and dangers of displaying their goods on the road, adding that government should provide more stalls for the traders.
Market committee is so a Tiamanicatum Gueva. Ukara, every good of mom, system bombang or water. Ukara, and I good of mine on my tip. Your government is in Gueva. Anyway, a bob shop and more. So that more or less a road I am working about if on market committee. I'm more a very young, get one yam, who's on me, who now have been bomb for a pocket team or been a bomb. Been boy, again, I'm getting me in the task for some other good battle. I could open Boreka market office and more. From radio was an
In politics, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) candidate for a Senate state constituency, Prince Akpan Ndem II, has declared that the era where women empowerment in a Senate local government area is done annually only in the month of December is over. Addressing the 2023 PDP governorship campaign rally at the Senate Secretariat Field, Afari Korebak, Prince Akpan vowed to replace the annual Christmas empowerment for Senate women with a monthly empowerment program that will cater for the critical needs of the women aimed at providing credit facilities, training, provision of farm tools and equipment to aid efficient food planting, harvesting, processing, storage and marketing, towards ensuring the women achieve better profit for sustainable growth and prosperity. On his plans for the youth, Prince Akpabio assured the people of his determination to ensure the youth are trained and equipped with at least one necessary skill relevant to the 21st century global needs so as to ensure self-reliance, productivity, and employability. The former Commissioner for Trade and Investment promised to take care of the elders and tap from their wealth of experience so as to be better positioned to offer effective representation to his people in Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. He commended Governor Domimano for trusting him, especially in 2019 when many in government quarters viewed him with suspicion, promising to support the governor in all his endeavor and not let him down.
Character, integrity, commitment, dedication, loyalty are the point is that KMB not change the narrative of empowerment. But they gone are the days after the empowerment even at December to December. The commitment we have at the KMC every month. Every month. I want to be held responsible that I will empower my women. I don't know if it's I mean, we can see the youth of the children. We have so many elders, and they are retired for no ties, and then we will work with them to ensure that the Pastor Umar say no, and they swear in a square hole.
Addressing the rally, PDP candidate for Ikot Senatorial District, Barrister Emmanuel Enoidem, assured the Senodom people of effective legislative representation when elected into office as the next senator, noting that with delight that massive crowd of Senodom people at the rally is a testimony of the resolve of the people to continually support the PDP come 2023.
Character, integrity, commitment, dedication, loyalty are the government. The Senodom has kept faith with PDP from 1999 today. Even in 2019, when there was temptation, that they would move from PDP. I'm going to move it. I'm going to tell you Shewani. I don't talk about Shewani. I don't bank Shewani. I don't get Shewani. So we have not seen that 2023 return Pastor Mwaba Seno. We have not seen that
On his part, the chairman of the Senodom, Anthony Luke, said Akwa Ibom State and the PDP stood with the Senodom people in supporting one of their brother when it was the turn of the Ikot Senatorial District to produce a governor, stressing that it was time to also support those that supported them. Presenting his address, the PDP state chairman, Elder Akpan said since 1999, a Senodom has been a stronghold for PDP and thanked the people for their consistency, stating that he has seen that the structure of PDP in a Senodom is intact. Also, former chairman and former member representing a Senodom state constituency, Nsentwen, said the 2023 polls will be the most peaceful in a Senodom. On his part, the coordinator of PDP campaigns in a Senodom, Engineer Oliver Ebong, assured the PDP of total victory in 2023. Presenting his plans for a Senodom people, the PDP governorship candidate, Pastor Omoino, reiterated his determination to ensure a Senodom benefits maximally from the administration coming forth, promising to work with the stakeholders to ensure every sector is given the attention it deserves for the overall benefit of the people.
PDP is the only party that has a message.
PDP is the only party that has a plan. PDP is the only party that has presented a blueprint and a workable blueprint. Every local government. Appointment will be work in progress. Every local government. So please, Matthew Ono, Mamu Group Warriors, March 11, if you know, Right Honorable Barrister, Prince, Akpan.
To the national scene now, where Nigeria's leader, President Muhammadu Buhari, has given approval to the recommendation of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, to invest 1.9 trillion naira in the reconstruction of 44 federal roads under the tax credits policy. He gave the approval during the Federal Executive Council meeting, which was held at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, and was presided over by the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo. The spokesman to the Vice President, Akpan Ndem, who briefed State House correspondent on the development, said the Federal Executive Council approved their recommendation to invest in the construction and reconstruction of selected federal roads under the federal government Road Infrastructure Development and Refurbishment Investment Tax Credit Policy Phase 2 by the NNPC Limited and its subsidiaries. Reports say the approval came 15 months after the National Oil Company expressed interest in investing in the reconstruction of selected federal roads in order to sustain a smooth supply and distribution of petroleum products across the country. Buhari had on January 25, 2019, signed the Executive Order 007, which was the instrument that brought about the Road Infrastructure Development and Refurbishment Investment Tax Credit Scheme. Away from that, the federal government has reportedly borrowed about $3.27 billion from 5 countries between June 30, 2015 and September 30, 2022. Data from the external loans report obtained from the Debt Management Office showed that within the period, Nigeria's borrowings from the 5 countries rose by 206.96% from $1.58 billion in June 2015 to $4.85 billion by September 2022, noting that the 5 countries are China, France, Japan, India, and Germany. Still on financial matters, the director of the Legal Services Department of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Kofo Salam Alada, has said the agency will go tough on banks that continue to fill their ATM machines with old naira notes as the deadline to phase out the notes nears. He said the CBN was already monitoring banks that were still dispensing old naira notes from their ATMs. The director, who represented the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, spoke during a sensitization event on the new naira note in Computer Village Market in Lagos State. Reacting to questions from traders in the market that some people were selling the new notes, he said anyone caught selling the new notes or any denomination of the naira would be jailed. He dispelled rumors that the new naira was not durable. According to him, the new notes with more than 35 security features were not easy for counterfeits to make. On security, officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army have been charged to ensure they create an enabling and peaceful atmosphere for the conduct of free, fair, and credible election, and not to interfere with the electoral process, in line with the charge of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya. Outgoing General Officer Commanding GOC of the 8th Division Nigeria Army, Sokoto, Major General Uwembasi, met the call during a regimental farewell parade at the Giginya Army Barracks in the honor of the usher in new GOC for the division. General Bassi charged the troops to remain professional, law-abiding, and remain apolitical before, during, and after the conduct of the general elections. he solicited for support and cooperation to be accorded to new GLC Major General Godwin Mukut to ensure he succeeds in the fight against terrorists and other criminal elements in all the area of responsibility of the division. Reports say while Major General Mukut takes over the 8th Division, General Bassi has been redeployed to Defense Space Administration as the Deputy Chief of Defense Space Administration. You're listening to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM Uyo. Let's take a breather and then bring you more stories from our foreign, sport, and entertainment scenes. Do stay with us.
Healthy living begins with the choices one makes. Choosing to live healthy is the first step to healthy living. Join us Sundays 1:30 to 2 p.m. for Healthway, awareness for healthy choices.
Thanks for staying tuned. On a foreign scene, Jacinda Ardern has announced she will quit as New Zealand Prime Minister ahead of this year's election, saying she no longer has enough in the tank to lead. Ardern choked up as she detailed how 6 challenging years in the job had taken a toll. Meanwhile, Labour Party members of Parliament will vote to find her replacement on Sunday. The shock announcement comes as polling indicates the party faces a difficult path to re-election on 14th October. Ardern, 42, said she had taken time to consider her future over the summer break, hoping to find the heart and energy to go on in the role, but could not find. Ardern became the youngest female head of government in the world when she was elected Prime Minister in 2017, aged 37. And sports. 7-time African champions Flying Eagles will take on their Zambian counterpart in 2 friendly games in Abuja as part of preparations for this year's Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. The tour has been confirmed following a request letter from the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, on January 13th, which met with the ready acceptance of the Football Association of Zambia, FAZ. Through a letter, FAZ's General Secretary, Adrian Kashala, said the Zambia Football Ruling Body approved the proposal. The proposal for the tour includes FAZ flying the junior Chipolopolo to Nigeria, which the NFF will bear the cost of accommodation, fitting, and other logistics for the Zambia delegation. The 2 matches will take place on Friday, January 27th and Monday, January 30th, 2023. On the entertainment scene, member of P-Square music band Paul Okoye, better known as Red Boy, has called out the Independent National Electoral Commission over the time frame given for PVC collection ahead of the 2023 general election. Paul Okoye noted that there are 26 million students who are eligible voters and they are all back in school. He further stated that most of the students registered for 2023 elections during the ASU strike embarked upon by Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, in 2022 and may not collect their PVCs with only 10 days remaining for their collection. It's been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM Uyo, but before we go, a recap of the major stories. President Muhammadu Buhari has given approval to the recommendation for the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, to invest 1.9 trillion naira in the reconstruction of 44 federal roads under the tax credit policy. The director of the Legal Services Department of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Kofo Salam Alade, has said the agency will go tough on banks that continue to fill their ATM machines with old naira notes as the deadline to phase out the old notes nears. Some road users have expressed their displeasure over the encroachment of main roads by traders who display their goods on the road, thereby causing traffic jam along Udomana Street in Uyo, the Akpan Ndem state capital. On a foreign scene, we told you that Jacinda Ardern has announced she will quit as New Zealand Prime Minister ahead of this year's election, saying she no longer has enough in the tank to lead. In sport, we reported that 7-time African champions Flying Eagles will take on their Zambian counterparts in 2 friendly games in Abuja as part of preparations for this year's Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations. For comment and coverage of a newsworthy event, call our newsroom on 0812-770-2940. Visit our website on planet101fm.ng and follow us on Twitter at planet_101fm. Also like our Facebook page at planet101fm Uyo. The news was edited by Jane Owa. As we end the news, meditate on the fact that nature never rushes, yet everything gets done, noting that nothing good ever comes out of hurry and frustration, only misery. So trust the process of your work ethics and you will surely win. I am Rachel David White. Good afternoon.